Hey, this is Mad Movie Mark of the Mad Movie Mark Movie Review. Thank you for joining me as I review the 1974 romance drama German movie Ali Fear Eats the Soul.
Ich sag nicht nein.
Well, I mean, you could, but just stick around. You haven't even seen any of the review yet. I'm reviewing every movie that has 100% fresh rating Rotten Tomatoes. I'm giving them all a score of 1 to 10. After I watch them and score them all, I will rank them from worst to best. I started in the 1920 silent movie era. Now I'm at 1974 with Ali Fear Eats the Soul. This movie has a 100% fresh rating from the critics and a 91% fresh rating from the audience. It stars El Hadi or Heidi Ben Salam as Ali and Bridget Mira as Emmy. It was directed by Rainier Fassbinder, who at the time was in a relationship with El Hadi Ben Salam. And for some reason, the main character, Ali, he talks in third person throughout this movie.
You know, Jimmy is pretty sweet on you.
He is?
Oh, yeah. Jimmy's been watching you. You're just Jimmy's type.
I'm not sure why he does that. It's kind of confusing for me. This movie revolves around two characters, Ali and Emmy. Emmy is in her 60s. She has been recently widowed. Ali is in his late 30s, roughly. And he kind of is looking for odd jobs around this town, of which he is considered a foreigner. Emmy walks into a bar where Ali works. She sits down. She just wants to listen to some music. The people who work with Ali kind of give him a hard time and say that he should ask Emmy to dance because she looks like she's lonely. So he ends up asking her to dance. After they dance, he ends up going home with her. They have dinner, they have pleasantries. He says that he should be going home because the last train is going to be picking people up and he doesn't want to walk home. She explains that he should just stay the night. So he does.
Wissen Sie was? Sie trinken noch ein, ich mache Ihnen drüben ein Bett zurecht und Sie schlafen heute hier.
Ali schläft hier?
Ja, weil Sie so einen weiten Weg haben und zu sechs in einem Zimmer und weil Sie sympathisch sind.
Du sympathisch, viel sympathisch.
They end up sleeping together, and this starts a relationship between the two of them. Emmy tries to explain to her children that she's in love with someone who is much younger than her. They kind of laugh it off and don't believe what she's saying. They don't believe that this is actually true. Emmy gets a lot of flack from her neighbors because this town, apparently they're completely and horribly racist to foreigners.
Da hat mich einer angesprochen. Stellt euch vor, mich alte Frau in der U-Bahn. Ein Gastarbeiter wollte mich zum Kaffee einladen.
Die schrecken vor nichts zurück.
Aber
Ach was, denen ist doch nichts heilig. Noch nicht mal das Alter ist denen heilig. Lauter dreckige Schweine.
And so they joke with her all the time. They treat her poorly. I don't even want to say joke with her. They treat her poorly on purpose because she's in this relationship. She ultimately they try to evict her out of her residence because they say she's not allowed to have any guests stay with her. But she ends up telling them that she's going to get married. So Ali and Emmy do end up getting married. When Emmy introduces Ali to her family, they are very upset that she has married a foreigner and they kind of turn their back on her.
so, das ist mein Mann. El-Hedi Ben Salem Mbarek Mohammed Mustafa. Ich nenne ihn Ali.
The people who Ali work with, they kind of treat him a little bit differently too, because he married someone who's so much older. I don't think they really understand the relationship at all. This kind of drives a wedge in between their relationship a little, where they're not as pleasant to each other, especially Emmy. She's a little bit harder on Ali. Ali ends up finding love with another woman. He ends up sleeping with someone who is much younger than Emmy. He ends up like staying out late at night. Emmy is completely and horribly depressed. She is grief stricken by this. She's just completely destroyed that she's lost the love of this man. She ends up confronting Ali at the end of the movie. Ali admits what he did, but he also admits that he loves Emmy. And from what I could tell, they end up together, and that's the whole movie. I thought this movie was pretty good. I feel like I've seen stories like this before. I didn't think that it did much anything new. I didn't believe that it did anything really different. The acting performances are really solid. I especially thought Emmy was really good. I was distracted the whole movie. I don't know if it's just because of this version of the movie that I found. I don't own the movie. I found the movie online. And the version I had, the way they talk, it's in broken kind of English. The dubbing, or not the dubbing, but the closed captions are kind of in broken English. Like I said, he talks in third person a lot. It just the movie didn't flow very well for me because of that. I found the pacing to be not great in my opinion. I thought the movie was a little bit slow. Honestly, I was on board with this movie. I thought the story, even though I have seen it before and I didn't think it was anything new, they're not like reinventing the wheel here. I still thought it was a nice love story. I thought it was, kind of, you don't expect a movie where a 60-year-old and a 30-year-old fall in love. Their relationship that they had was really fast. Their attraction that they had to each other. Now, Ali says in the movie that he's lonely. He doesn't have any family around. He doesn't have anyone around that loves him. He's just by himself. I think that's one of the reasons why he clung on to Emmy so much and why the relationship happened so quickly. But this is kind of a whirlwind relationship that just happens very fast. I prefer a love story in a movie that builds. This did not do that. And then at the end of the movie, sure, I get that they're both dealing one's dealing with racism, one's dealing with ageism, about why their friends and their family and people around them won't accept the life that they're living and won't accept the person that they're with. I get that, but I was really off put by Ollie's cheating on Emmy at the end. It didn't seem like it was in character for him at all. Even if he is feeling this way, he's not the kind of person that's going to talk about his feelings. I didn't get that at all. But he just doesn't seem like the kind of person at all who's going to cheat on his wife. He doesn't seem like the kind of person who's going to lie to her, the kind of person who's going to hide stuff from her. He seems very open with her throughout the entire movie about the kind of life he has, how lonely he is, the kind of person he is, what he does for a living, where he's been in his life. He just seems like an open book throughout the entire movie. And then I feel at the end of the movie, it just took me by complete surprise that he would cheat on her, and then that she would take him back. So she says at the end of the movie, like, I know I'm old. You should probably just go off with the girl that you're sleeping with because she's much younger than me. She's much more beautiful than me. I understand if you want to leave me, that's fine. Which I absolutely hated at the end of the movie. Sure, she did treat him a little bit more callously because of her friends. They kind of rubbed off on her a little bit, but nothing warranted this to me. If this is truly like a great love story of two people who aren't supposed to be together but are together, I just feel like there should be more conversation. I feel like there should be more to this relationship than just oh, you cheated on me, that's fine. I'm okay with that. To me, that's not a love story. And I don't know. Maybe I'm just not getting it, but I didn't feel like this was a very good love story, especially at the end. I hate those kind of movies where the guy cheats or the guy is terrible to the woman, and then at the end she just ends up with him again. She just forgets everything that he does, and she just says, fine, that's fine. So I wasn't on board with that at all. But besides that, it's an okay movie. Especially the beginning of the movie is very solid. But I give it a 7.5 out of 10 because I don't think it's a very solid love story and because of the cheating. Thank you. I hope you join me for my next movie. Have a great day.